It's time for the Dr. Cho Show, the show that helps you understand the latest and safest modern dental techniques for you and your family. You'll become an educated dental consumer and also learn about health trends outside of the dental industry. Here's your host, Dr. Dan Cho.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Dr. Cho Show, your number one resource for everything related to your oral health. My name is Dr. Dan, and what I wanted to talk about today is dental sedation actually feel like. So while the effects actually will vary depending on the combination of drugs administered, in general a really euphoric sense of really good sense of feel good, really relaxed, huge calmness is felt. And like I mentioned before, some people, may really not remember what happens. For minimal sedation, patients will, have a wide range of experiences. Not nitrous oxide to generally feel a little sense of calm, relaxed, even giddy. That's where laughing gas comes from. Some people can actually get a little bit kind of things may appear a little bit kind of funnier, maybe a kind of chuckle, that sort of thing. But again, they'll be aware of what's happening, and they'll be able to hold a normal conversation. For the different types of the other types of medication, very kind of similar feeling, very kind of similar feelings. But again, depending on the specific medication, anything that has amnestic properties, it's likely that they actually won't remember what's happening. But if they do remember, it's because they're not actually being put to sleep with moderate sedation. If you're going under GA, you will not remember a thing. You'll actually be you will be asleep. But for moderate sedation, you may get kind of little blips, kind of little I guess flashbacks to like, oh hey, I remember being wheeled to, when I was sedated, I remember being wheeled to the to my car, and then I woke up, at my house when I had my wisdom teeth taken out. So overall, the general sense of feeling is just a lot of calmness. You either may not remember what's going on, you may not recall, but you're just very relaxed, and everything just feels good, and so a couple of ways that you can prepare for dental sedation. So, of course, if you have any very specific questions, you can feel free to give us a call. My office is 503-646-4600. I'll give the information again, kind of, at the end over here. But it's very critical that you understand what happens and follow the preoperative instructions. Like I mentioned before, failure to be NPO will result in the procedure just not happening, which can be really kind of inconvenience because you've taken the day off of work, you've arranged a ride. So it's very important that you follow the preoperative and postoperative instructions. And so minimal sedation, really no preparation. You can drive yourself to and from. I should say minimal sedation with nitrous oxide. You can drive yourself to and from the appointment. You can eat and do whatever you need to be able to stay comfortable. So moderate sedation, you generally want to be NPO. And only clear liquids, NPO for 68 hours, 6 to 8 hours, and clear liquids for up to 2 hours prior to the procedure. Other things you want to do is, really anything to, if you want to bring a blanket, if you wear loose clothing, that sort of thing, because they have to, put a bunch of monitors on for moderate sedation. Also the transportation to and from, I know I said this 100 times, but it needs to be somebody who is needs to stay close to the office, preferably either in the car because of COVID reasons, or and inside the office lobby, but usually needs to be at least available for the entirety of the appointment. And so another really important thing is that patients, they do need to be truthful about these things. We know about any type of food consumption, any type of alcohol, recreational drug, and have a truthful medical history. I can, speaking specifically for me and a lot of my colleagues, that we don't really care. It doesn't matter to us if you smoke marijuana or this, that, but we just need to know because we want to keep you safe. That's really the biggest thing, is that we really do truly just want to keep you safe and have the best possible outcomes to be able to get you the treatment that's needed. And so, and additionally, one other thing that can help, this is really, really difficult, is smoking cessation. Prior to treatment is as long as you can is going to be helpful. The longer that you can do, up to a couple of weeks, is incredibly helpful, because it can reduce the amount of sputum. It can make the outcomes a lot smoother, but we also understand that it's a really big ask as well. So, kind of talk about is, how much does sedation actually cost? So, depending on the, and also, is there any type of insurance coverage? Geez, that insurance one is really, really tricky. Sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't. I would say, go and contact your office, and they'll be able to give you a much better idea. But depending on the level of sedation, type of provider, the length of the procedure, generally the sedation can cost anywhere from like $20 to over $1,000, sometimes a little bit more. Nitrous oxide is a least expensive option, with the overall cost also increasing with the different levels of sedation. So the cost of moderate IV sedation will vary depending on the office, and which is either typically going to be at a flat rate or an initial rate, and an additional cost for an additional 15 minutes of treatment. Deep general anesthesia is definitely going to be 15 minutes of treatment. Deep general anesthesia is definitely going to be the most expensive, as they need to be completed by a specialist, either a physician or a dental anesthesiologist. In some states, they will actually allow for a CRNA, a nurse, to be able to administer as well. Typically, they'll do that for deep. Typically not for general, but the rates will, overall vary. And again, sometimes insurance will cover, sometimes they don't. I've seen such wild variety with that one that I tend to, again, I'm biased, I tend to just assume that insurance won't cover it. And so that's kind of in a really brief nutshell all about, sedation. And this, again, is specifically talking about the sedating part of it. In further episodes, we'll talk about, the actual dentistry. We've talked about implants a couple episodes back. We will talk about, various other aspects, root canals, crowns, fillings, all those sorts of things. And so sedation itself, a point where I'm very kind of really passionate about. And so like I had said at the very beginning, if you're stuck with me over here to the end, I'll tell you how to get a free consultation for it and possibly get some free dental sedation. So that is really just, again, contact my office, get a hold of me. My office phone number is 503-646-4600. You can give us a call, and another way you can do is you can email us at info @lifebloomdental.com. That's LIFEBLOOM dental DENTAL.com, or you can also go to our website, which is going to be portlandsdentist.com. That's Portland with an S, portlandsdentist.com. You can look me up and all that other good stuff. And so, and the reason why I say that, look me up and all that other good stuff. And so, and the reason why I say that, possibly get it for free is that I actually don't charge, at least, I don't charge for dental sedation. Is something where I have a current passion for it. Is something where I would like to be able to help as many people as possible. And for this aspect, I just enjoy it. And so if you want to hear about any of that, if you want to have a quick chat, if you have any questions about any of that, get a hold of us, and we can figure out a time to figure out how if sedation is right for you. So really, outside of that, if you do have any comments or questions or anything like that, get a hold.
Thank you for listening to the Dr. Cho Show. If you have any questions for Dr. Cho, you can reach him at www.portlandsdentist.com or by calling his office at 503-646-4600, or feel free to send him an email at info@lifebloomdental.com.